Am I jumpy?
It says my internet connection is unstable.
What on earth, cunt? Maybe Zoom's having problems. No,
Maybe because I've got the tennis on as well.
My thing's killing it now. I'm good. I think I'm good. Oh, I Oh la 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 la. Oh la la. Oh la 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 la. Oh la la la. Have you ever heard of a comedian called Flula Borg?
Nah.
Look him up. He fucking cracks me up. He's that German fellow that like Conan O'Brien was mates with.
Yeah.
You know, randomly, and then kind of like best mates. I think Conan O'Brien's funny. Some people don't. I do. Yeah, what was one of his ones was he's recording in a car and he talks about going to a party, and he's like, party pooper? You go to parties and poop at parties? And he talks about all that, and fuck, it cracks me up, can't holy fuck. I just like, when I listen to him talk about that shit, it fucking cracks me up. I'm gonna quickly get it up on YouTube and I'm gonna send it to you so you can fucking watch it.
Yeah, righto.
Flula Borg, bro. Flula Borg.
I'm gonna go get a beer quickly.
Oh, okay. Pause.
Hey?
Well, Jesus. He teleported. Now he's back with the beer and half a durry hanging out of his mouth. G'day, and welcome to episode 12 of the podcast. That's the hardest thing for me is remembering when we go to start here. We don't ever write it down. I've started writing it down, but I even forgot to change it. That what episode we're up to. So if you can't remember the episode, it's fine. But what we've done now is because we're doing subjects, it's cool. You just be like, oh, did you listen to the Beard and the Bird talk about Nintendo? And you're like, yeah, sweet. You don't have to remember the episode anymore. The episode's more for our sake. We know how many we've done. So say we get to 50, we can half raise a bat and have a bat on YouTube. You know, it's excuse me. And we don't edit out burps and stuff in this either. Like, this is just how we are. So you just have to deal with this. This is how we talk.
What you hear is what you get, and what you see.
Yeah, so like we're only up to episode 12. We got so much further to go. I have a ponytail today, which is pretty embarrassing, but I've got a lot of hair and it gets in my eyes, and I hate hair in my eyes, but I like having hair. It's a really bad conundrum to have.
Indeed.
The length of his magpie's hair, I'm assuming he probably gets it in his fucking eyes too. He wears hats all the time. See, I used to wear hats all the time too, but then I got sick wearing fucking hats all the time. So I started wearing beanies, and then it's too fucking hot for beanies. So now I tie it up.
I changed from hats to beanies and then back to hats.
Yeah, beanies get fucking sweaty eventually.
I know. They get rank and disgusting. You pick one up, it's like, oh, that's all crusty. Throw that one out. What's on the schedule today, Tommy Bad?
Shit my pants. And that's about it, eh?
Yeah. What do we got on? What do we got on tonight? Tonight, same thing.
Tonight, I don't know. I played cricket all today and umpired all day. So standing out in the fucking Queensland sun, and there was good breeze because we're close to the beach, but at the same time, the breeze was here and there, and it was real sweaty, real sunny. So I feel a bit cooked, as I usually do. We're recording this on a Sunday night, or we always record on a Sunday night. So sometimes Tommy's going to be so like out of energy that he's just not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
You'll see today that I'm having like an electrolyte drink now with a beer, but it's only just so I can replenish myself because I'm just fingered.
Just absolute rat shit.
But after this, I don't know, I might go to bed, or Sunday's my day off usually, so I'll record this and then I'll probably sit down and watch a movie or play a little bit of Pokemon with myself or something. What about you, mate? How was your day?
Oh, it was all right. A bit of a chill day till about 3-4 o'clock. Then I got up and mowed the yard. What else?
You got up and mowed the yard?
Yeah.
How'd that go for you, mate?
Oh, I ran out of fuel.
That sounds delightful.
I ran out of fuel with like a little tiny strip left, and I was like, I'll just get that with the weed eater. Right, with the whippersnapper.
You call it a weed? I better say, you fucking call it a weed eater. You American ponce.
There's two things: weed eater, brush cutter, weed eater, or whippersnapper.
It's a whippersnipper.
It's a whippersnipper.
Here in Australia, we call a brush cutter or weed whacker a whippersnipper. Why?
Yeah.
Fucked if I know. That's why if you watch this thing called Big Les show, it's called a tripper snipper because it's so close to a whippersnipper.
Yeah.
And I think it's called tripper snipper because you always can hear the faint sound of a whippersnipper in the background.
It trips you the fuck out. You can hear the sound of a whippersnipper in the back of your head for 6 days.
Yeah, that's it. Whippersnipper.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, it's called whippersnipper. I haven't
Yeah.
whippersnipped or mowed a lawn in a fucking long time. I've been living in an apartment for a while now. We used to live on this fucking corner block
I'm living on a corner
in
block at the
Townsville,
moment.
and it was like, and Townsville's nickname was Brownsville, so all the fucking grass would die. It'd be there, but it'd be dead and crusty, but it'd go just long enough that you could fucking mow it. And it was on a corner block, and it was at 2 different heights, so you come up and down a hill, and it was a fucking nightmare to mow. I fucking hated mowing that kind of thing. I left it till I was pretty good at leaving that one until someone else did it. I'll clean the house. I'll fucking vacuum and mop the fuck out of the house. Not much chop on dishes. We had a dishwasher. That was fine. But fuck, man, I've been mowing since I was like 9 years old. Instead, I was strong enough to push the mower. I was like, Dad was like, go fucking mow.
Yep. Your job's to mow every Saturday. Go mow the yard Saturday.
Oh, no, it wasn't that. No. It was like, oh, you've been to school all day and then had cricket training. Here, how about you fucking mow? Oh, no worries.
Fuck that. I'm right there.
And it was like North Queensland, so it was fucking hot. And then after I left, guess who mowed the lawn?
Dad.
Mum.
Oh,
Dad
shit.
still didn't fucking mow the lawn. It's like you've had to mow the lawn so much in your life, you're making other cunts do it now.
Yeah. And that's what I'm going to do when my kids are fucking old enough.
Mum weirdly doesn't mind it. It's the same reason that sometimes when I clean shit that I get in trouble. It's like Mum does a better job of mowing. So Mum just does it.
Yeah.
You guys want to have to fix it up later or look at something that's not half done.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. I don't give a shit. So that's my problem.
I think it's she might enjoy it, like it because she's out getting a bit of physical exercise, pushing the mower out.
Mum doesn't like it for that. Mum would rather sit down and have a scotch just like the rest of us.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, what about sports? You watch any sports during the week or?
I watched the
Did you watch last night?
Test.
Did you watch last night?
Did you watch the Ashes test this afternoon?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. It was an awesome finish. A bit anticlimactic. They needed one more wicket, and they've had everyone had 10 players all around the bat, and then she bowled a full bunger. Big full toss. How anticlimactic. Fuck. That was the one you bowled the wrong in. She had a wrong, and that's the one you bowl the wrong in.
Yeah.
Go she's gonna leave it. She's gonna spin away, and it spins back in, and that'd have been it. That'd have been good. A big fucking wrong in at the end.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Fucking hell.
Did you watch last night at all? Tennis?
I had a bit of a weird day yesterday. I was weirdly busy. But I did watch most of the replay. I didn't actually watch it live, but I watched. I watched it back. How good. So if you're wondering what we're talking about, Ash Barty won the Australian Open, and I'm so fucking happy for her. She's fucking amazing. What a girl.
And she got presented. Yeah, she got presented the cup by Yvonne Goolagong-Cooley as well, which is her idol growing up.
I think she was every girl's idol growing up.
But yeah, see, they had a chat with her after the match and said, "Oh, did you know Yvonne was going to be here for that?" And she's like, "No, I only spoke to her last week, asking if she's going to come down." And she said, "No, I'm staying at home." So
maybe since she found out she's in the final, she's just like, whoosh, get down there.
Yeah.
Because there was no chance she was going to lose it, was there? She'd have to choke. And the one thing I like about Ash Barty is she doesn't choke. One thing I didn't like about Sam Stosur was a choker hontus.
Yeah.
She choked. I
got to give it to Barty. She come back from 5-1 down that second set.
It's the
and won
opposite
it
of
easy
choking.
in the tiebreaker.
It's the opposite of choking.
That's
like her going,
it's just
fuck this. But I mean, I think she did choke. She did technically choke. She got down 5-1. She started to choke and went, okay, I need to fucking get back into this.
Switch
boom,
back
boom,
on.
Boom, boom, and beat her 7-5. Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Ash Barty. That was good. Cheers.
Just
and then the Special K's one.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good night to be Australian,
Yeah,
especially in the
finally.
tennis.
Wish we had imagine if the men's one too. Fuck me.
Men's going on at the moment. Fucking Medvedev's leading Nadal.
Okay. I'm sure we can keep that updated, but by the time you listen to the podcast, everyone will know that Nadal's won the Australian Open.
Nah, Medvedev will win it, I reckon.
Mm.
World number 2 against the world number 6.
But I like Nadal way better than fucking that whingy cunt Medvedev. Fucking
Yeah.
whingy cunt.
Oh, how about I've just had a look over and I've just seen something and I'm going to bring it up now. Thursday. Did you pick something up Thursday that you were looking forward to?
What?
It's on your Switch.
I got that Friday.
Was it Friday?
Yeah, it got released on Friday.
Thursday.
Friday.
Thursday.
Friday.
Thursday night.
Friday.
Thursday night.
Friday.
Thursday night. Really?
Friday.
I'll
Yeah,
fuck that up
Friday.
then.
Dickhead.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going on about Pokemon though. Pokemon Arceus. Shut your hole. I know I fucked up somewhere.
Thursday, I'm sitting there racking my brain. I was already pulling a stupid face, but then I had a rack in my brain. I'm like, what the fuck's he talking about? What did happen Thursday? And I'm thinking we're still talking about sport. I'm like, I didn't buy a new cricket bat. I didn't go anywhere.
If I did buy a new cricket bat, how the fuck does he know?
I was like, I didn't play handball. I didn't play anything, man.
It's so
I thought maybe you're talking about my illegal chicken fights. Not cockfights, chicken fights. Nah, chicken fights are they're legal. The only thing illegal about mine is cocks get in there too. It's all right. It happens.
That's all right. That's okay. That's all good.
Sometimes we
But
just
what
don't
about
know.
Pokemon? I'm going on gaming.
Yeah,
now.
good,
Pokemon.
good. Yeah, it's nice. Different.
Is that
much different.
Is that where you'll be running for a while?
Hey. Oh, I
that where
played
you'll
it for Friday
maining a
night. I
while?
think I played for 3.5 hours. And then last night I was watching a movie, but I had it like on the portable thing, but I think I technically did like one mission or something like that. One little tiny mission. I'd chase some Badoofs around. But I had to have my Badoof there to stop the other Badoofs from running away. Fucking Badoof. It's cool. It's different. I hope they bring it. I did see someone say that there's no multiplayer, but I haven't really looked into it. I don't know if it's something they're going to bring in later. Maybe they're just getting the game off the ground and multiplayer or something they'll bring in.
Yep.
Unsure. It's all about completing the Pokedex. Like it's so back far in time they don't have a Pokedex. So you're actually writing one. You've got to catch like several Pokemon of that same one. You can't just catch one. You got to catch like 5 or 10. And they give you like little missions. You got to do like 10 out of like a possible 25 to complete it, to complete that Pokemon. So you like evolve it. You can catch it. You got to catch it from behind. You got to catch a heavy one or a light one and all that sort of shit. One of them was like, some of them like you got to observe it doing a certain move so many times. So you got to catch it, then you got to use it and use that move. Shit like that. It's really different. And it really encourages you to catch them. And it makes Pokeballs pretty easy to get. And you don't have to fight them all the time. You can sneak up and just throw it in the back of their head or not. You can just walk straight up into them and just drop it on them like this, and just drop it straight on their face. Done that a few times. But like nighttime, the ghosts come out. Daytime's like Starlies and stuff. And it's like a real weird mix of all the generations. So there's like Ponytas, and then in the same places like Basils, and then fucking Drifloons, and then Wordpools, and then Starlies, and then like
Caterpies
Bidoffs and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's not like Pidgeys and stuff, but I'm assuming there'd be Pidgeys later on. Like your starter choices were like Rowlet, Oshawott, and Cyndaquil.
Yeah.
I went Oshawott because I've never had Oshawott. I've never played the game where that's your starter. So I went Oshawott.
Yeah.
I played like XY, Sun and Moon. And I used to go Incineroar, but I know Rowlet. My mate had Rowlet and Cynical. I played the number Gen 2 that many times. I've had Cynical several times.
Yeah.
Even though it's not as good. It's not as good. If you play Silver, you got to get Feraligatr or Chikorita. Why? Because because for alligators a fucking boss, huge, bro. The move sets he can get is just phenomenal. And as for grass Pokemon, you don't actually get a grass Pokemon stronger than the starter. Fire Pokemon you can, water Pokemon you can. That's why, because you can get Ho-Oh, which is a legendary fire flying.
Yep.
Instantly shits on Typhlosion.
So I'm still staying on Arceus, but I'm also going to pretty much segue it into our topic for today. Would with that whole multiplayer, would you see it becoming sort of like an MMO RPG?
No, I think the multiplayer
would it be like the old Pokemon where it was like you can go and do a couple battles with the, like, say, Sword and Shield, you run around and
they'll do it more like a region. You'll be somewhere you have to get right to the end probably, and there'll be like a region you can go to which will have like a carnival. So it's like little villages and stuff. It'll be like a carnival or a certain village where they do like a Pokemon meet and people bring their Pokemon there, and it'll sort of be like that. Oh, you can go battle each other here, or you can go there, or you can trade Pokemon here. Because why I know there has to be a multiplayer is they've given them IV levels still, which means there's definitely bigger, better, stronger, faster like Pokemon. They've given them natures and everything like that. If they weren't worried about multiplayer versing, they wouldn't have given them that stuff. They wouldn't have needed to bother.
Yeah.
So they'll be trading and stuff. It'll all link in.
Yeah.
They haven't done it yet. They should. Or if the person who's talking bullshit. Because at the same time, you don't need it. It's sort of like Pokemon Snap. You don't really need it.
Yeah. The only reason I bring that up is because I wouldn't actually mind seeing a Pokemon MMO.
Pokemon is an MMO.
An MMO RPG.
Essentially, yeah. It's got a storyline. There's different little things you could do on the side, but most of the part it is the storyline. You're training up monotonously by killing fucking Pidgeys or something like that to get an ultimate team to verse other people online or to trade or something like that. It's essentially an RPG of some sort.
Yeah. It's an RPG, no doubt about it. And it's got that multiplayer platform into it.
It's just not massive multiplayer online, but I mean, at the same time, it's like an MMORPG, but and the fact that it probably still has more people playing it than most of the other MMORPGs.
Yeah.
PPGs. Role.
But so
peer playing. But yes.
So now that we've segued into that is our topic of the day is MMORPGs.
Topic of the week.
Oh, yes, exactly. Is MMORPGs.
Yeah. Which is way more up the birded cunt beside me, Zally.
Yes, exactly.
He has played the fuck out of some MMORPGs and played several of them. I've only played like one or two.
Yeah. So we'll go into the list that you played first and see it. So
okay.
We'll go through and we'll see the ones that you played, the ones that you would like to see.
Should we do like a really gammon little like description of MMORPGs? Should we be like informative slightly?
It's not hard to know what an MMORPG is. So MMORPG, I can do it off right now. So an MMORPG is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
Why is it massively? Why is it just massive?
The reason why it's called massively is because of with a multiplayer online role-playing game, so say like or a multiplayer online game, so COD and everything like that, they don't have a set amount of servers or brackets or something set up that everyone goes into. Say we've got the Australian server with COD and all that. With the MMORPG, they might not have Australian servers. You might have to go onto European servers or British servers and create your character on there. It massively just pretty much means the amount of people on it at the one time.
So you're going to have so many people on one server.
You can only have certain people on one server.
Semi-large.
Which then goes into the fact that there's multiple servers that they're on in the same region, just multiple servers.
I think it was called massively multiplayer online role-playing game back in the day when it was massive. Now that there's games that have fucking 100,000, 200,000 people online at any one point in time playing fucking shooty gun games, it's like the massively sort of gone from it, but you're not going to just start changing it to just to fucking ORPG, are you? Yeah.
Or MMORPG. Like, no.
Yeah. It's called
So,
more
Morpg.
But yeah. So talk
we'll
about mine first. I haven't
Yes.
played that many MMORPGs. So fuck, that's a hard thing to say quick.
MMORPG.
I played RuneScape back when I was a child.
Yep.
But like I didn't have a computer with any of it on there. I had to go to like the library and play it there, or at a mate's house that had a spare computer, because we had a computer, but we didn't have internet. And the computer was like barely strong enough to run like Word, let alone fucking. I think we had like I could put like Age of Empires on there, but if you built a wonder, it'd start to lag. But yeah, then I played. Then I went a long time without playing any of them, really. I know at that stage, there a couple of years after, there was a lot of MMORPGs. I did play one, which I'd love to. I should really look to see if I can find it. I don't think I ever will. To be the only problem. There was this one game I used to play a bit of way back in the day. I can't remember what it's called. It was like fantasy sort of thing. It was kind of cool. It was different. Yeah, the leveling on it was super weird. You sort of got up to like level 500 or something like that. It was really strange. Can't remember what it was called, eh? I wish I could remember.
It's fantasy. Was it an MMORPG?
Yeah, 100%. That's about the only other ones I've played. I've only just like sort of realized I'd played it just then when I was thinking.
Fantasy.
If I'm gonna be honest, it's not one I've ever heard of ever since. Like it was one that I played, but I could never name it.
I might throw a name out. You might say, "No, it's not it." But fantasy MMORPG, which is I'm thinking of when I was growing up, and this is what started me with MMORPGs. Is called Everquest.
Oh, look, I'll have a look, but I don't think it is.
And that was one of the big ones that come out at the time with Everquest.
No, it looks pretty cool, but no, it's not EverQuest. It's sort of like that Diablo sort of a view.
Yep.
Sort of that bird's eye view, but sort of on an angle. And it was sort of like half garbage looking, but like everyone had like big fire pads and stuff like that. And you looked ridiculous. Like your characters just looked fucking ridiculous. I can't remember what it was called, bro. I'll use this podcast to sort of have a quick look around where we're going. See if I can ever find it, but I don't think I ever will.
You have forgotten one that we have played recently together, by the way. We have played an MMORPG recently together.
I'll find that other one, and then hopefully there'll be somebody out there going, I remember playing that. And then I didn't play any for a long time. Like I played Pokemon, I played every other fucking RPG under the sun. Mm-hmm. And then I was living in a house with a couple of my really good mates, and they started playing the vanilla World of Warcraft. Now I had mates that played World of Warcraft. I understood what it was. I've played it at their houses, but I've never played it personally on my computer. But we had this vanilla one with the vanilla server, and we played that. And I played a hunter in that, and I played that for a fair while. But I mean, I can't remember any of the missions or anything like that. You know, I was just a hunter. I never got the max caps. I never did any of the proper dungeons or anything like that. But yeah, I played that one. And then after that, I haven't really played any MMORPGs. You said I've played one, but fuck if I can remember playing it.
Oh, you'll remember as soon as I say it.
What?
Because we played it together. Destiny 2 is an MMORPG.
Oh, I played the fuck out of Destiny and Destiny 2.
They're MMORPGs, mate.
Okay, there you go. I played Destiny and I enjoyed Destiny. So the original Destiny, you can only get to level 30. When it first came out, you can only get to level 30. And the only way you could go higher than 25 or whatever it was, you had to get raid gear and you had to upgrade all the gear like that. Like not like it is now. It's completely fucking different now. And I got to 28 3/4. I was really fucking close. I was literally, all I had to do was finish upgrading my raid gear and I was done. I had exotics, everything like that. And like, it was right at the start. I was at one stage there, like I was like one of like the higher level titans because I got it so early when it first released and played the fuck out of it. I was actually up there. I was part of like the first couple of days of raids where the raids were like 8 hours, 10 hours. I was a part of that back then. And then we got into Destiny 2 only recently. We played the fuck out of that for a bit. I got a long way up, but I mean, I just sort of hit a wall. We just all sort of went, this is boring because we ran out of content. We sort of killed everything. And the other boys were so much further ahead than what I was or Magpie was. So we sort of just went, and got over it a little bit.
Yeah. But that's the whole ground roots with the MMORPG. It's like you've got your different sort of classes and that, and then you've got all these different quests. You've got the main storyline quest, then you've got the side quests, then you've got endgame. Endgame's where people can run dungeons and shit like that. Grind for PvP. There's two different types of gameplay which we can get into later. But so they're the ones that you can remember playing, that list.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're not going to list off all the ones that I've played, but I'll list off I'll drop into the nostalgia phase of it as well, because
first ever, the ones you played. If you can give us, or at least tell us your favorites.
Yeah. So the first ever one that actually caught my attention as an MMORPG, I was growing up. My mum had a computer. She was with her partner at the time, and he was big into computer games and that, and got her into Everquest, which is what the game I just threw out to you was, Everquest. She got into that, which was sort of like the base. So Everquest came out before World of Warcraft, and Everquest was sort of like the base, the platform for World of Warcraft to build off of.
Yep.
And that got me into it, and I wasn't playing for a while, and then when I got my own gaming console and everything like that, I started to get back into it. So first one that I actually dipped my toes in was ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, just due to it being on Xbox. It was easy at hand. I didn't have a computer to run fucking World of Warcraft or anything like that on. I dipped my toe into that. I got hooked on that. I got to max level on that in, 4 months or something like that. So I grind the shit out of it.
Fucking hell.
Two different types of gameplays that you could play, two different types of game styles that you can play on an RPG. So with an MMORPG, you could choose either to run PvE, which is player versus environment, or PvP. A lot of people grind for PvP gear, and then at endgame, they max out on PvP gear and everything like that. So I did two game styles through it, and I sort of liked the idea of the PvE, but then New World come out, which was an eye-opener again. And New World was a PvE VP. So it was player versus environment versus player. So you can flag yourself on and off as PvP, no matter where you are in the world. You can flag yourself as a PvP character and run around, kill people. But while doing that, go and do quests and environments and everything. So that was another one that I really enjoyed playing, was New World. But in between ESO and New World, there's a shitload of games that I played, and there's a couple here still on my desktop, actually, that I go back to every now and then. So we've got ESO Online, or Elder Scrolls Online. Then they brought out Everquest and Everquest 2 free to play. So I went back to my roots. Lord of the Rings Online. They did the Lord of the Rings Online.
Oh, that would have been cool. Was that any good?
It's old school. It's old school. I think it came out in like 2006 or something like that. So it's old school. And then like you got Red Dead Online. That's an MMORPG. Another one called Star Wars: The Old Republic. Yeah, Red Dead Online.
So are you saying that Grand Theft Auto 5 Online was an MMORPG?
It pretty much is, yeah.
Like that.
Technically is, because of the fact that the amount of people that are on at the same time. It's a role-playing game. You're online. Massive multiplayer. So, then we got Star Wars: The Old Republic, which is the Star Wars MMORPG that I'm actually still playing right now.
Yeah,
I was playing it last night.
What's wrong with you?
They've got another one. Where are you? DC Universe Online.
DC
so
Universe
the DC
Online.
unit. online. So you've got like you can create your own superhero and go and fight for either the Justice League or the villains, and it just depends on how you make it. It's yeah. So there's a shitload of RPGs or MMORPGs that I play and got into, but as you said, like with Destiny 2, we hit a wall, and 9 times out of 10, that's with me. I'll hit a wall and I'll just move to the next MMO.
Yeah,
that for a bit,
that
hit
is
another wall.
that is the problem, bro. It's like it's really they're really cool aspect, but I just don't have that grind like you do, bro. Like I just don't have that anymore. I can grind another game and grind it a little bit, but that grind, that essential grind, I just don't have anymore. I've lost it. I've lost that desire, that push.
Mhm.
But even then, on the proper grindy games, like proper grindy MMOs, which they're grindy.
Yeah,
I've lost interest in them too. Like all of them. I don't think like Destiny, maybe the closest I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
But even then, like I just
See,
never played
when
them,
you
bro.
yeah, when you were grinding Destiny, what were you grinding for? Were you grinding for your levels, or were you grinding for, like certain type of gear or shit like that?
The
So that's the whole aspect.
The first one I was trying to just get max level. I didn't really care how I got there. I was just going for max level. But the only time I was having fun the whole time playing the stories and stuff like that. But eventually I did start to feel like the stories were repeating a little bit. But it was more, I had more fun playing like PvP because it was like a bit more of a challenge or a bit more of a battle. And and I sort of just, that's sort of where I started to lose interest. Well, actually, the original Destiny, I found out because I have Xbox that PlayStation had another half of the amount of game again than the Xbox version did. And we weren't going to get any of that. And then when we did, it was a DLC and it was going to be a year's time because they had the rights for it for like 12 months. I got so cranky at the game. I literally just took it out of the I had the disc, took it out, put it in the box and never played it again. Instant I found it out, I just stopped playing. Because for me, I was like, what's the point of grinding this game when half more content is locked on another console? I can't ever play.
Yeah, 100%.
I loved it that much. And I was playing that. Fuck it. I loved that game. And it pissed me off that much. I just never wanted to touch it again. I never did. Never touched it again. I just didn't bother. Wasn't worth my time. Like, it just seems like a waste.
So what's your whole take on like MMORPGs? Like, let's say you're new to the MMORPG scene. What would you look in an MMORPG to keep you playing?
Storyline.
Just the storyline.
Yeah, but like a proper storyline.
Yeah.
Not some gammon fucking one. Like, I want a bit of depth in it. Bit more depth in some of the missions and stuff. I don't know. Like, what do you like about a normal RPG is something you don't get in an MMO. So this is just my opinion. Yeah. You love them. So MMORPGs, it's like, you get like the missions like kill these 5 warthogs. It's just kill 5 warthogs. It's not these warthogs are terrorizing my garden. Can you get rid of them for me? Or something like, even something as basic as that, the MMO sometimes miss. And fuck, the best thing about RPG is exploring, going around finding a different area. Fuck, MMORPGs, sometimes I've got WoW stuck in my head. So some of the other ones are obviously fine. But like, I'm talking like the big scale ones, you sort of just walk in around a big, vast world of emptiness that has randomly generated things that if you look at them there, they're there, and then you fuck off, come back, and they're just there again. And you just constantly killing it over and over again and doing little game of missions. And then you don't feel like it's something new or fancy because there's 5 other cunts fucking hop cunning around everywhere. I don't know. It's something that always turned me off a little bit. I'm not sure why. And they're just too grindy. Bro, make it easier to level up. Like, am I a child with that? And then some people will go, oh, but then we finished the game too quick. It's like, fuck. Like, don't grind so much. Like, I can't
don't sit on the cunt for fucking 18 hours straight.
I can't compete with someone who can play for 18 hours straight all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So what like COD, like there's a certain amount like a leveling up, but it's like I can pump that out in an hour, level it up, and then I can play and then I can play with that gun for the next couple of weeks and then grind the next one up if I need to. And you just jump into a map or a lobby and you just play. Well, an MMORPG, like you'd actually have to grind for hours to get to late game content. And then with that late game content, like you'd have to keep leveling harder to get there again.
Yeah.
And the way I live now, like I just don't have the time or the desire to do that anymore. That's the problem with
I'm not going to try and sway you to this game again, but I will bring up one thing that ESO has brought into the way that they integrated. So their storyline's amazing. So no matter which faction you use, it's all got to do with the three factions fighting each other over the throne. And I know a lot of newer MMORPGs are doing this now as well. But when you're leveling up, as you level up, so say I know New World have got like certain areas that you can't reach until you're this level, because if you go into this level or into this area when you're level 15, so to say, and you go into a level 30 area, you're just going to get whacked the fuck out of. With ESO, there's no level cap in the areas at all anymore. So you can go around and no matter where you go, it's just going to be scaled to your level, no matter what level you are. But as you level up, they unlock the dungeons for you.
Yeah.
So there's that little bit of branching off. And I know like Star Wars, The Old Republic is doing it now and all that type of stuff. Like they're bringing out, so you hit level 15, which is a milestone level. You've got all this dungeons and shit that you can go back and do now because of the fact that you've reached this level, you should be right to go into it. It's sort of, instead of going, oh, just go do this, this, and this, and then go over to this place. It's sort of like stay in this area for a bit and unlock them all, you know what I mean?
But I mean, like at the same time, like a New World got a shit ton of hype. All these people started playing it and stuff like that. No one plays it anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone got excited for it and then they got over it. Like,
yeah,
same shit. Like, I think MMORPGs had a really good time, but I think they're nearly done now.
For
me, for the average gamer, it is. And like the average gamer of my age, it's probably going because we just don't have enough time to grind them out. People that do, they put in hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and I just don't have hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
Is the next part. I'm unsure. I'm sorry I'm such a party pipit when it comes to fucking...
No. But see, that's what this is good. That's what this whole subject is good at. Like you can put in your negatives and I can counter that with this, you know, like that's completely understandable. And the whole reason, like I'm going back onto games that I played, but the whole reason I kept bringing up like Star Wars, The Old Republic and everything like that, like Star Wars, The Old Republic was released in 2011, right? It became the world's fastest growing MMO ever after gaining more than 1 million subscribers in the first 3 days. And it's still classed as the fastest growing MMO because it's still gaining new players every day.
Really?
Whereas you've got the diehards that are just WoW. All I'm going to play is WoW. Or you've got the diehards where it's like, I'm just going to play EVE Online. That's another fucking MMORPG. Or Guild Wars. I'll just keep playing that.
Yeah.
And then you got like the other people that play like that played the original RuneScape and then went to the remake of the RuneScape and went, this is shit. So they went back to OSRS, which is old school RuneScape.
Yeah.
So it's just all.
Yeah, my mate, like three of my mates play fucking RuneScape constantly now. That's all they play is just fucking RuneScape.
Yeah. Yeah, but see,
ridiculous.
That's a nostalgia feeling for them as well, just due to the fact that I'm not 100% sure unless they tried the new school RuneScape, but I wouldn't half doubt that they haven't.
I'd say they have. I think it was just shit. I don't think it worked.
And then a lot of them just turned around and said it's shit. So that's going into one of my worst ones of this list. So I've got my favorites and I've just put that into my worst ones. So new school RuneScapes, just don't even bother having a look at it because a lot of players that went from old school to new school have now gone back to the old school RuneScape.
Yeah.
So
what is it called? Star Wars Galaxy? No, Star Wars: The Old Republic is the game you like, eh?
Yeah. Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Is there a subscription model for it? Is there?
So it's free to play.
Yeah.
But so what it's classed as? So it's classed as a freemium. So it's free to play. You can play it as long as you want. There's level cap at level 70, all that type of stuff. But then you can buy a subscription that ups your level cap to 75. Just unlocks a couple little other things that you can do, not as a free to play player.
Yeah.
Which isn't much. It's like, oh, you can put on artifact items, which are pretty much only skins only. They don't do anything in ratings wise unless you upgrade them with modifications and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what that is, and that's why like I've got the missus playing it. She's playing it with me. We've got Reaper playing it. I've got a couple other people that play it with me as well. Like we're just because it's easy to run on a PC or a laptop as well. It's not overpowering.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like one of these big ones where when New World first come out, it was brick and fucking graphics cards. You couldn't play it unless you had top of the range.
I can't believe it was like brick and computers, bro. Like burning out power supplies and stuff. Like that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
How fucking ridiculous is this game? It better be fucking. Better be able to see that PP from like an age away.
But then again, we go back onto the whole. All the games that come out in 2021 were absolute dog shit, starting with Cyberpunk.
You're a Cyberpunk.
From Cyberpunk onwards, it was just dog shit. No matter what game come out, it was either bullshit, it was half done, it was always had these bugs and shit like that. And I think that's the whole.
They're not MMORPGs though.
But that's what I'm getting at now. I think the whole good thing about an MMORPG is they've actually got GMs or game moderators or game masters who are paid employees from the development company that play the game, and they can find these bugs. People will put it in a bug chat and they'll go and find that bug and then fix it and everything, all that type of shit.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, one of the good things about an MMORPG is they've got people that play it, get paid to play it, but they're playing it to fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Trying to find fucking bugs, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, which is really, really, thoughtful. Good on them for thinking that.
Good on them for being so smart and thinking and stuff.
Yes. Whereas, like, you could have, like, imagine if Activision or Raven or someone put a GM, or like one of them in a COD server. Every COD server had one of them, and they could find all the bugs and glitches and shit. It'd be eradicated in days.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that, are they?
No, they're not going to. They're not.
Well, they don't need to.
No.
That's the thing. They don't even need to. Like, there's so many bugs and stuff. You can see them. It's constant. It's getting streamed all the time. Like, fucking sit down and just watch a fucking TikTok fucking scroll of shit.
Yeah.
I haven't even started on how fucking broken games are at the moment still. But yes, I understand what you're talking about. Like how, MMORPGs, they are very heavily monitored. So people can't cheat and bot and stuff like that. And that they're got such a following because of the fact that, they are not very broken and you can play them for hours and hours on end and grind the fuck out of them. That's awesome. Like like I said before, they probably don't actually, they still have a place for sure. I just don't think they'll ever be as popular. There was a stage there where like every second day there was like a new fucking MMORPG coming out. You know what I mean? Like people were just pumping them out.
Yeah.
And then like World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3, arguably one of the better games you'll ever play. Like real-time strategy games, like RTS games you'll ever play. Fuck, didn't it spawn a fucking heap? The instant they nailed that game, you got like Dota 2, and then fucking World of Warcraft come from that. It's like, holy moly, well fucking done, brah.
Yeah.
They're the first people, like MMORPGs were a thing, but they're the first people to fucking nail it. They
were the first people to jump on and just,
We're going to do this on a huge scale. You can have your little Java run RuneScape. You can have these little online games where you don't actually download it. You sort of just play it in a browser, whatever.
We're going to make you download a game.
Here's a game where you're going to need fucking 4 or 5 discs to upload this cunt. And then once you upload it, you play it. and it's going to be awesome.
When ESO first come out, there was 4 discs to install the cunt on your PC.
Really?
Yeah, when it first come out, there was 4 discs, and you'd have to sit there, and it wouldn't progress once it reached like 25%. And it's like, oh, pull the disc out, put another one in. Fuck, now I've got to do that.
It didn't tell you that it needed it.
No, it would just say 25%, and it's sitting there, and you go, why is it sitting at 25%? Come back an hour later, it's still sitting at 25%. You're like, oh, well, there's 4 discs. 25%. Dickhead. Quarter. But yeah, it was just, there's the way that they brought it out. Like Blizzard jumped on something back then, which was unreal and phenomenal for everyone at that point in time. So they jumped on the whole Everquest platform, and they went, fuck Everquest, we're going to make it Warcraft. And, Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne would come out. It was just like, this is the best Warcraft game that's come out.
Yeah.
Ever. And then they went, we're going to make it so people are online. They can make their own character online. They can do their own quests online and all that type of stuff. And it's just spawned, hell spawned pretty much. Just the way that it come out was just crazy. But yeah, it's been pretty good, and there's a couple decent ones coming out as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what, man?
I'm looking forward to. There's a game coming out which is an MMORPG called Ashes of Creation.
Okay.
So
what's so exciting about that game?
It's got everything that New World fucked up and made it better. So it's a player-driven world.
Okay.
With a unique node system. So the node system is sort of like, all right, I'm going to create a character. It's going to be a tank character, but the node system allows you to learn carpentry or something like that. And you go into a town and you become a carpenter and you help build this town from the ground up. So everything a player does in that world affects the whole aspect of everything.
Yep.
And each different server will have it. So players will have their own housing. They could build themselves and then go out and build farms and mansions and castles and shit all around the world. Build a town into this big illustrious city, like castle city. Built and like just have this whole guild or clan come through and just build this town, and then like that's their own town that they've made. They've got to protect that town from all these other cunts trying to raid them and everything. It's just the way that they thought of it is just, it's crazy. And like
sounds pretty cool, but it also sounds super duper complex. And I think that's fucking half the problem. I think some of these ones think that they need to be complex, and it's like, no, you just have to be enjoyable. Don't worry about being fucking complex. Don't worry about a really super hard learning mechanic. Go for something easy, repetitive. That's why people are going back to RuneScape. This is why people still play WoW. This is why you're still playing Star Wars Online. It's not a massive learning curve. There's not some stupid amount of stuff you need to learn, which is like New World. They try to do something different. Like, oh, it's going to be something different, but it got boring, didn't it? Didn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
What they've done is they worked too much on the mechanic, but not enough on like how much they can put in the game. They worked the mechanics that sounded good in theory, but really weren't something that was necessarily wanted or needed. Something that you just did. And then like what it still was, it might look fancy, like some fancy stored moves and stuff like that, but that's all it was. It was just fancy shit. You didn't do anything different. You still did exactly the same fucking move over and over and over and over again, didn't you? You could just time it a little bit different. Exactly. Nothing like, but exactly the same as like World of Warcraft, timing your fucking things in a certain combo so you get it all out in the right fucking order.
Yeah.
Nothing different. It's still the same shit over and over and over again. So you got to make it enjoyable. You're going to make it easy. Some things you just have to make easy. Easy wins. Don't make it hard. Yeah. Don't make it difficult. Make it an easy win. If someone wanted to play hard, that's why Dark Souls has a really good fan base, but it's a very popular game, but it's still not the popular game. It's still not Skyrim. Skyrim's the one thing about it is you can make it really difficult, but it can also be very easy too. You can make it easy. You kill things easily, And you have some challenges, but they're not ridiculously hard challenges at times. You know, you need the game. I think MMORPGs need to be relatively easy for the most part. And then like make some things hard, but don't like bring in like a whole carpentry thing and your characters have got to build the bases and stuff like that. Like people will just go back to Minecraft, bro. That's already been done.
Yeah.
Come up with something easy, fun, that can be done repetitively and still be fun. I think some of these games are going too far. I think you could bring out a really basic game, but make it fun, have a good storyline, really go into depth that way.
Yep.
Even if it's text-based or like a little bit of talking here and there, like you could really probably be onto something.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot more people would probably play a lot more of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm looking forward to, like, it's not an MMORPG, but it is an RPG, is Elden Ring, which just due to the fact that it's the predecessors of the Souls, like Dark Souls and Bloodborne and all that. Like it's got that mechanics in it. So
it's written by the fellow who wrote fucking Game of Thrones. How fucking bad can it be?
Yeah. But yeah, so like the ultimate MMORPG, like you pretty much explained what you need to have in the ultimate MMORPG.
A good storyline that you can play forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Even when you get to max cap, you can just keep playing it because you're just going to keep fucking learning more shit. And keep on top of it. Keep it like with seasons real quick, just like Fortnite or something like that. Have the seasons really quick. You don't even need new maps. Just have new missions. Just have new stories. A little bit of new gear or something like that. It doesn't have to be extremely extravagant. And for fuck's sakes, make it more than a couple of different characters.
Yeah.
The character doesn't have to be different. Just make it a different fucking model. Don't even have to do anything different. Just go, oh, my dark elf fucking thief. Okay, cool. You know, like decent. But even if you've only got dark elf, human, and frog, like it's not enough. You know, like the fact that there's another thing that WoW did right. They've just got a lot of different characters. You can be one thing that Elder Scrolls got right. You can be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I'm assuming in Skyrim you can. Skyrim, I think in Star Wars, I'm assuming you can be all these different. Yeah, okay, you only got two main factions, but like you can be a whole lot of different looking cunts. Yeah. I'm assuming like you can be robot.
Yeah,
you can be like robot. You can be alien.
Exactly right. Exactly. So you can be like human, cyborg. What else? There's multiple that you can be in the Star Wars series, but like that's 100% correct. Like have your character customization broad, have it expansive so that you can create something unique in itself. Don't have a frog person that looks like the next frog person beside you. Have a frog person that you could have big fucking eyes, small legs, small arms, you know, make him look like a
red
and
one
tank.
green.
Yeah.
And then like,
be like, all right, so
and then based on what your profession is, like what you pick, your armor is different to that. Like I know for the most part, you're gonna start. Okay, the game's starting to get big, but I said doesn't have to have fancy mechanics. You only have to look different. I think Call of Duty and a lot of these other games have nailed it. There's most of it's just aesthetics. They didn't change anything. They just changed a little bit of the aesthetics. And people are like, oh, this is good. Like
so like in an MMORPG, if you want to be a tank, tanks run heavy armor. You are a tank. You run heavy armor.
Make your fucking armor big blocks, and then don't make everything at that level. Make 3 or 4 different models at that level. You know, and then like if you find a model, you should be able to like merge it and say, I just want that model, but on this heavier armor. Sweet, you can model it to be like that now.
Yeah,
and then your character can look at. I don't see. I think that should be a thing. Maybe we just write the best RPG ever.
Yeah. If you have your little sidelines, side quests and shit that you have, but make your main storyline, the main thing that you need. Have it so it's expansive, it's fluid. It doesn't just go do this. Oh, now you got to do these 3 side quests to progress. No, fucking do this. This helps the storyline progress, and just keep it going. Have it going at the end of the fucking.
A few different things like have that, and then on the side there go, hey, we want to hunt down this fucking dragon. This dragon's a special fucking dragon. Obviously, you get good loot from this dragon, but it's a monster hunt.
Yeah.
And then next week, change the fucking monster. Make it a chicken or something like that. A big fucking chicken.
100%. 100. 100.
Yeah.
Keeping it run 100 with me, Tommy. That's what I like about you.
And we can call it Jugawa.
Jugawa.
Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't have to mean anything.
No, exactly. That's all right.
Some of these, I'm looking at these ones here. Some of them are like called Perfect World or like Scions of Fate. Jugawa.
Jugawa. It's the world of Jugawa. But yeah, like,
I really can't find this game I was talking about, bro. I really can't. I don't even think it exists. Or if it does exist, no one else fucking knows of it. That's how fucking random it was.
It's all right. But it's been a good chat about MMORPGs. I've enjoyed it. Hopefully, I've opened your eyes up a little bit as to what it entails.
God, I want to play them. If they make a Pokemon one, maybe I will play the Pokemon one.
Yeah.
Call of Duty one.
Yeah, that's true. I might have to stream some ESO for you and tell you I'm streaming it so you can jump in and have a look at it.
Yeah, it'd just be you whacking the same shit over and over again.
No, it's not.
I mean, that's any game though, isn't it?
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online.
I mean, any game, any RPG or shooter is all the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, but anyway, I think I am done for the night. Dunzo. This has been fucking excellent.
Oh, you don't want to talk anymore, eh?
Oh, bro. Sunday night. Come on, can't.
I'm just getting worked up. I'm ready for my second beer.
I've got to go get another beer as well, but there's not much more I can go into. So
yeah, and thank you so much for hanging out, guys. It was a fun little talk about MMORPGs. I mean, I don't, like I said, I didn't know much about it at the start. Still fucking don't. But they are a fun little game. They are fun things, and like I said, if you ever want to watch it, Magpie's probably going to be playing them. He's really good at them. He's max rank on fucking ESO, which supposedly takes fucking ever. So I've been told. But yeah, that's our fucking yak on it and what we think about them all and what we'd like to see and how we feel about it all. We'd love to hear more about what you think. What was your favorite MMORPG growing up, now, whenever? What's some aspects you'd like to see in a new one? Is there ones that we should be playing? Give us a yell. Maybe there's one you've been playing for fucking years and it's amazing and no one's ever played it because no one's heard of it. That's the one thing about MMORPGs. Sometimes people are playing it and there's like heaps of cunts playing, but no one's ever heard of it. It's one of those things. So please let us know.
Yep.
Please let us know in the comments, DM us, whatever. Just let us know. We'd love to hear back. And please, suggestions on topics. Would love to hear them.
We're racking our brains every week for a new topic, and
we are. This one pretty much come out in the last 5 minutes before we started this, nearly.
We would love,
but it's a good one. I enjoyed it actually. This has been a good one. It's been just a good yak that we didn't even have to try. We barely even looked up. I've been looking up trying to find out which this other game was, but I can't fucking find it. If I find it, we'll share it. I'll share a picture of it on our fucking Instagram so you can have a look at what we're talking about. Thank you so much, guys. You've been fucking amazing as always. Enjoy your week. Thank you so much. Much love. Choo!
Peace out. Ladders.